In golf, a simple yet powerful philosophy reigns supreme: honor. This fundamental value, established by the game's founding fathers, is held sacred by golfers worldwide. It's a code that demands respect and upholds the highest standards of integrity, even amidst the most heated competition. But let's be honest, we've all seen the occasional outburst of frustration on the course. Clubs wielded like swords, carts driven like race cars, and even a punch or two thrown in the heat of the moment. Yet one thing remains crystal clear: cheating is never tolerated. In the golfing community, your reputation hinges on your adherence to this code of honor. Cross that line and you'll forever be labeled a cheater, shunned and disrespected by your peers. It's a powerful message that rings loud and clear: play with honor, integrity, and class, or suffer the consequences. There's a man who cares little about all these rules, the man who is the most hated player in the golf industry. Of course, there are others just like him. Who is this man? Why is he hated? Who are the other golfers constantly hated by other pro golfers? In this video, we bring you 8 golfers PGA pros hate the most. Let's start with Dustin Johnson. In golf, the stakes are high, and tensions run even more heightened. And amid all the drama, one name stands out: Dustin Johnson. Known for his impressive skills on the green, Johnson was among the first to leap from the PGA Tour to the up-and-coming LIV Golf. While other players who followed suit fought to maintain their dual membership, Johnson has taken a different approach. He resigned his PGA Tour membership, showing a commitment and loyalty that's earned him the respect of many in the industry. Davis Love III is among them, hailing Johnson's decision as a testament to his character. But with all the controversy swirling around LIV Golf, some wonder whether Johnson's reputation has been irreparably damaged. Is he now seen as damaged goods in golf? Describing the move, Davis Love III openly commended Johnson for his honesty, acknowledging that the lure of big money is often hard to resist. But with Johnson's reputation now on the line, Love III couldn't help but draw a comparison to another high-profile athlete who fell from grace: Lance Armstrong. Despite their different sports and circumstances, Love III sees a striking parallel between them, with Johnson now facing similar scrutiny and criticism from fans and fellow players alike. DJ isn't disliked because he cheats. Many pros aren't happy with his decision to throw the PGA Tour aside. And then there's Sergio Garcia. Sergio took a giant leap toward becoming the most hated man in the sport, thanks to a mid-tournament disappearing act at the DP World Tour flagship event in 2022. It all started with a legal decision in the UK that allowed Garcia and 17 other LIV Golf members to play in the prestigious BMW PGA Championship outside London, despite the DP World Tour's objections. Tensions were already running high, with spots at a premium, and Garcia only added fuel to the fire. After an opening round shocker of 4 over, the Spaniard made a surprising decision. He withdrew from the tournament altogether. Fans and fellow players alike were left scratching their heads, wondering what could have driven him to take such a drastic step. One of the main issues was that Garcia's withdrawal came too late for him to be replaced by a reserve player. This was particularly frustrating to fellow Spaniard Alfredo Garcia Heredia, who was next in line to play and also happened to be a close friend of Jon Rahm. Rahm was so incensed by the situation that he spoke out to the media, labeling it a D move and calling out the personal nature of the decision. Rahm was pissed that his friend had been left out in the cold. This next guy is an absolute D-bag to many. Rory Sabatini's reputation precedes him in the golfing world. The South African golfer has a notorious temper and has been known to pick fights with other players, including big names like Tiger Woods, Ben Crane, and Sean O'Haire. Sabatini has been dubbed as the meanest golfer on the course. His short fuse and lack of patience have not done him any favors in the eyes of his peers. To make matters worse, a survey conducted by Sports Illustrated revealed that 25% of professional golfers polled named Sabatini as their least favorite playing partner. What about Bubba Watson? Bubba Watson's reputation on the PGA Tour is not one to be envied. In a recent survey by ESPN.com, Watson was voted as one of the least liked players on the tour by his fellow pros. When asked which of their peers they would be least likely to assist in a parking lot fight, Bubba's name came up the most. It's easy to see why he's earned such a reputation. Watson tends to rub people the wrong way, as evidenced by his refusal to play in a long drive tournament and his habit of insulting his caddy when things don't go his way. The polarizing nature of his personality has made him a pariah among his fellow players. Rory McIlroy also gets on our list here, but relax, he's not the villain, he was the victim. In 2017, the world of golf was rocked by a fiery social media clash between Rory McIlroy and Steve Elkington. Following McIlroy's failure to make the cut at the US Open, Elkington, a former PGA Championship winner, suggested on Twitter that McIlroy had lost interest in adding more major championships to his collection. McIlroy quickly fired back, pointing out Elkington's error in spelling and asserted that his net worth was much higher than what Elkington had estimated. Elkington attempted to involve golf legend Jack Nicklaus in the conversation, but McIlroy wasn't having it, reminding Elkington that Nicklaus had played on hundreds of golf courses. The exchange between McIlroy and Elkington may have been entertaining for fans, but it likely did little to help McIlroy's mood after his disappointing performance at the US Open. Up next is the personal beef between two golfing legends. Phil Mickelson and Pat Perez grew up just a stone's throw away from each other in San Diego, but their shared roots are the only thing they have in common. The golfers have taken divergent paths since playing at the same courses in junior golf and attending Arizona State University. Mickelson has won 40 more tournaments than Perez, and now they find themselves as opponents on the controversial Saudi Arabia-backed LIV Golf Tour. Despite their shared history, Perez has developed intense animosity toward Mickelson, surpassing what most people consider a healthy rivalry. In fact, Perez openly admits to hating Mickelson, and it seems unlikely that he'll ever change his tune. On a recent episode of Claude Harmon's podcast, Perez let loose with some of his strongest criticisms of Mickelson, revealing a personal matter between them that he's not willing to disclose. Perez has been an outspoken critic of Mickelson since the latter defected to the LIV Golf Tour, and he's not afraid to mince words. But despite his public criticism of Mickelson's comments about the Saudis, Perez wants to clarify that his beef with Mickelson is personal and has nothing to do with his decision to join the Saudi-backed league. In this bittersweet story, we can't tell who hates each other the most. Picture a young Tiger Woods, only 15 years old, walking onto the greens of Bay Hill in Orlando, Florida, where he would meet the shark himself, Greg Norman. The two golfing greats played around together and thus began a friendship that was, in many ways, destined to be broken. Norman's influence on Woods' career extended to his choice of coach, Butch Harmon, and the two would practice together at the Masters in 1995 and 96. But then, something happened. The bond between the two began to fray by the latter half of 1996. Woods had listed Norman's Shark Shootout on his playing schedule for September, but he had yet to receive an invitation. When an invite finally arrived, Woods declined it and chose to play in the Australian Open instead, where he ended up tied for fifth with a disappointing 79. Norman's response? Very terrible. He told reporters, "We play very difficult courses here. He got a shock when he shot 79. Perhaps he will appreciate why Australians play so well when they leave home." Fast forward 2 years to the 1998 President's Cup, where Woods requested to play Norman in singles. Despite the U.S. team's rout by 9 points, Woods emerged victorious with a 1-up win over Norman. In 2011, Woods faced Norman again, this time as the international captain, who had previously stated that he wouldn't have picked Woods to represent the American squad had he been in Fred Couples' shoes. But Woods silenced the critics by earning the clinching point that year at Royal Melbourne. Norman had also expressed his doubts about Woods' ability to win another major following his personal scandal and injuries, stating that he had too many distractions. But Woods proved him wrong in 2019 when he captured the Masters, leading to one of the greatest Woods-Norman stories ever. Norman had written a congratulatory letter to Woods and hand-delivered it to his home in Jupiter, Florida, but he never heard back. He speculated that maybe Tiger dislikes him, but he had never talked with him about it. Finally, our most hated golfer in golf? Who? It's none other than Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed has long been one of the most polarizing figures in golf, with a reputation for being brash, aloof, and unapologetically cocky. Since bursting onto the scene nearly 5 years ago, he's done little to win over fans, often alienating them with his behavior both on and off the course. Reed's notoriety is partly due to his tendency to ruffle feathers. He's known for playing practice rounds by himself and has been known to curse on TV and snap at fans. He's also been accused of cheating, most notably at the 2019 Hero World Challenge, where he was caught improving his lie in a bunker. Although he claimed not to have realized what he was doing, the incident only added to his reputation as golf's biggest villain. Reed's demeanor and behavior have also contributed to his unpopularity. He can come across as arrogant and dismissive, beginning sentences with, "I'm from Texas." and generally acting like he's above it all. This attitude has rubbed many people the wrong way, leading to his being named the most hated player in golf by Britain's Telegraph and the second most disliked man on tour in a 2015 ESPN poll, behind Bubba Watson. Another reason for Reed's unpopularity is his fashion sense. He's known for wearing red on Sundays, a tradition started by Tiger Woods, which many fans find to be either cocky or derivative. Some see it as a blatant attempt to emulate Woods, while others view it as a sign of Reed's overconfidence. Reed's comments about being a top 5 player in the world after winning 3 events early in his career contributed to his negative reputation. In 2014, after winning a WGC event, he said, "I have 3 wins on the PGA Tour. I truly believe that I am a top 5 player in the world. I don't see a lot of guys that have done that besides Tiger Woods and the legends of the game. I believe in myself, especially with how hard I've worked. I'm one of the top 5 players in the world. I feel like I've proven myself." Many people found his declaration arrogant, especially considering he had yet to play in a major tournament. Even though he went on to win the Masters after that comment, the comparison to Tiger Woods and other game legends seemed unwarranted to many, and the comment was seen as bold and overstated. This quote became infamous and was frequently used to criticize Reed after poor performances. Watching Patrick Reed play golf is like listening to a live audio feed of a ticking time bomb. You never know when he will explode with a bombastic F-bomb or drop a homophobic slur, which he's done in the past. But hey, if you don't want to hear it, maybe don't put a mic on him, right? Reed is not known for being a fan favorite. He's called fans obnoxious, although to be fair, it was at Bethpage Black in New York, so he might have had a point. He's also complained that he gets less respect from rules officials because of his reputation. But not all of Reed's comments are meant to cause controversy. Before facing off against Spieth at the Match Play Championships, Reed was asked about his opponent's strengths in the format. He responded, "I don't know. My back still hurts from the Ryder Cup." Reed was joking with the response, but because he wasn't friends with Spieth, that response was misconstrued by many news outlets. If you enjoyed this video about golfers PGA pros hate the most, check out the video on the screen now, or the one we posted below because we're sure you'll like that one too. See you there!